Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's my honor to be out here in nature as usual, always bringing this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look no other place but to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. Thus, the reason why I want to speak to you concerning how to train your mind to be happy. Now, every person in this life is seeking to know their true identity, and they are seeking to know who they are. And the reason for that is because we were born into this world in a state called amnesia, which is a state of forgetfulness. So because we've come into this world and we do not know who we are, and we're actually seeking to know who we are, there's certain things that would take place in our life that would make us feel unhappy. There are certain things that would take place in our life that would remove the joy and the peace and the happiness that we supposed to inherit. And when you look at the way we would act and behave ourselves as little children, from the time we would have come from our mother's womb right up to the age of 7, you would find that we were very happy children. We never had anything to worry or fret about. But anything after that age of between 7 and 8 years of age, we start facing problems. We start having difficulties in life, and we start seeing life in a way whereby we are not as happy as we are to be. And many of a time, all of these things happen because of the society that we are really growing up into, and also the schooling system. All of these things contribute to how we feel about ourselves. And in school, we have never been taught to love ourselves and to embrace ourselves. We were never told that greatness is in us and that we all were born with a gift, and we have to seek to know what is that gift so we can live the best version of our life. We were never told these things. Also, we were never taught the faculties of our minds and how to use the faculties of our minds to achieve our every desire. Another thing that was never taught to us is that God is our own imagination, which is the creator in everyone. We were never taught how to use our imagination. Therefore, they had pointed us to look outwardly and to believe in a power outside of ourselves. So because of this kind of upbringing, we were never taught how to really train our mind to be happy. Therefore, my brother and my sisters, in order for you to train your mind to be happy, you have to first take back your power. And you have to take back your power by coming to know who you are. When you come to know that you are the Lord and Master of your destiny, you will come to realize also that it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality, and that you can create your reality consciously. Also, you come to realize that there is no God or power outside of yourself, but that you have to look inwardly, for the kingdom of God is within you. Therefore, you will come to realize that you can actually create your reality consciously. Therefore, when it says in the Bible, in St. John 1:3, that all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made, you come to realize that that him is not speaking to you concerning a man who would have existed 2,000 years ago, but that him is just a personification of your own human imagination, which is the creator in everyone. Therefore, you will learn to use your imagination to create your reality consciously. Now, when you come to realize that you can create your world, because there's an inner world and an outer world, and the outer world is just a reflection of the inner world, then you will be able to come to that place of joy, peace, and happiness, because you realize that you do not have to worry, you do not have to fret, because everything exists in the human imagination. And you come to realize that as long as you can believe within yourself for anything in this world, that you will be able to manifest it. So my brothers and my sisters, the most important thing in this life is for you to know who you are. Because when you come to discover who you are, you'll also discover that you have a power, and that this power is the unlimited power. And this supernatural power is in each and every one. Therefore, you will learn not to give away your supernatural power by following the things of the world that have been set up to drift you away from knowing your true self. Like the news media and many of the movies and the television and the systems that have been put in place, like I would have mentioned before, the educational system, the political system, the religious systems, all of these systems, when you conform to these systems, they will take all of your happiness away, because you will not understand life in the way you should understand life, knowing that you are a spirit having a human experience. All of these systems want you to believe that you are human trying to be spiritual. Therefore, my brothers and my sisters, my encouragement to you is to look inwardly and to discover that your real identity is your divinity, and never to look outwardly, but to look always inwardly, to use that power that you have within you to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, this is just a word of encouragement I am bringing to you to help you to learn to train your mind to come into that place of happiness, because what everyone is seeking in this world is to discover that place of happiness. Happiness is what we want, not so much material things, but the material things will help us to feel a certain way, and each and every one want to have that feeling. That is why when you have that happy feeling, that joyful feeling, before you see the manifestation of the thing you so desire, that you will manifest it, because feeling is the secret. And if you can have the feeling, then you will be able to inherit the inheritance that is yours, because you are a conscious creator. And in order for you to operate as a conscious creator, you need to feel good about yourself. You need to have the right concept of yourself. That's the reason why, my brothers and my sisters, it gave me great joy and pleasure to be out here in nature and encouraging you to look within yourself, and encouraging you to believe in yourself, and encouraging you to look to no other power but the power that is within you. It is so good for me to encourage you to trust no one but self, to trust your intuition as the inside teacher to lead you and guide you into all good things. So my brother and my sisters, this is the way to happiness. First, learning to train your mind. And when you learn to train your mind and control your thoughts, then you will be able to train your mind to be happy. You'll always tell yourself that you are happy, that you are healthy, that you are wealthy, and that you are wise. And you use repetition to help you to feel the way you want to feel. Because you will come to understand that whatever you impress on the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind receive it as feeling, that the subconscious mind is like your genie, and whatever is your wish, it becomes his command. Okay? And so you have the power. So take command of your mind and rule as a God over your circumstances, and triumph over all of the stumbling blocks that are here to stop you from discovering your higher self. Learn that man is not the victim of circumstances, or the creatures of circumstances, but in other words, Circumstances, they are the creatures of man. You're the one who create them, because there's only cause and effects. Where every effect has a cause and every cause has an effect. So my brother, my sister, I hope those words of encouragement would have encouraged you to believe in yourself and to look to the power that is within yourself. Therefore, I just want to encourage you, if this is the first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying to you that is really making sense to you, is resonating with you, I would like to say to you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. But before I leave you, I just want to let you know that this message I bring to you, that it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body be full of light. And my brother and my sisters, and it been that my whole body was filled with light when that single eye awake within me, when I wake from the dream of life and come to understand that when the Bible says that you shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye, that twinkling of an eye is the opening of an eye, where you will awake from the dream of life, and you would feel that great and mighty shaking, and you will hear the unearthly wind. Then you will ascend on high like a fiery being and burst your crown chakra. Yes, you will come out of your skull and become invisible, become one with the wind, and you would know what it really means to have the virgin birth. You would know what it really means to have the resurrection experience. You will come to realize what it means to be Christ. You will understand the Christ consciousness. You'll realize that the Bible also is your spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically. That's the reason why my brother and my sister always encourage you and say to you, let no one ever brainwash or deceive you to make you believe that the single eye above the pyramid and the US dollar, that it's an evil symbol. No, it is the symbol of the all-seeing eye of God in you, who is your imagination, for you will have an awakened imagination and come to discover that the single eye represents also the eye of the mystics, the seers, those who would vibrate beyond humanity into their divinity and be that fire right above the skull, above the head. Therefore, my brother and my sisters, that's the reason why I always put my hand right above my crown chakra and give you the symbol of the single eye, saying to you that when you have the experience, you will come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun, as in the S-U-N, parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. Also, you've been told in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And truly the sun has never withhold its energy from all of humanity, for the sun is what powers all of humanity. That's the reason why also you're told in Malachi chapter 4 and verses 2 that the sun, as in the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And truly, when the sun would have risen in me, I realized that I have to bring this message of self-realization to all of humanity, to bring healing to humanity by pointing each and everyone to look inwardly. That's the reason why I always encourage you to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.